Good morning, hyperlocal agents. I am super excited to jump on just before I'm gonna run out and do crazy Saturday showings and stuff. But I wanted to hop on and talk about leverage. Anybody feel like they need a lot of leverage in their lives right now? Things are super busy in real estate. You have people wanting to see a house at the drop of a hat, and if you have a few clients you're working with, it might feel a little overwhelming. So, what can you do? And the answer is typically all in leverage. So, what does leverage look like for a real estate agent? Now, first up, there is two parts of our lives, right? We have our professional life and we have our personal life. Both of those parts can have leveraged pieces in it. And I want to talk a little bit about it because I struggled with it for a little bit to ask for help, I guess. So it took a little bit just because I like it my way and I like to do it my way. So anybody else feel like that's them, feel free to drop it in the comments. And if you have ideas of leverage, please drop them in below. But what can you do in your personal life to get some leverage? So some of the things that I wanted to talk about is groceries. Can you use an app such as Instacart to just order your groceries and then go pick them up on the way home? I love going grocery shopping in order to, help my kids have an environment that they can say, hey, this is an apple, this is grocery shopping. I feel like it's a big part of, life, but it doesn't happen all the time. And sometimes dragging a toddler into the grocery store can be pretty traumatic. So Instacart to the rescue, it's a huge one for sure. Cleaning. Can you get some help and leverage cleaning in your life? This is definitely something that I treat myself to every now and then. Again, I don't like spending money, but I like a clean house. So it's, find the leverage pieces. Landscaping. If you have stuff to do outside, is it maybe worth it to spend the $40 for getting your grass cut or getting the leaves raked, right? Leverage is absolutely something that you can build into your personal life as well. And then obviously the big one is children. What can you do to leverage some help with that? As much as I would love to say I can do everything, right? I can't. So how do you leverage that? Can you maybe partner up with a mom in your neighborhood? This is where I started, to just really help her with some income and give me about 2-3 hours, especially for listing appointments, to just watch my kids and I can do my work, right? I didn't start out with a daycare or anything because it was just too expensive. So this is just a little bit of the thoughts on leverage. Right now, for example, my kids are attending German school Saturday mornings, and I decided I'm going to leverage my time. I'm going to connect with my German niche, and I'm going to teach. So I'm going to be there anyway. I'm going to leverage my time, right? Kind of what I do on Saturday mornings. Now, what about your professional life, right? So if you have other ideas, by the way, on personal life, please drop them in below. But let's talk about leverage in your professional life. What can you do to leverage things in your professional life? It's systems, right? Have a system in place, because once you need to just do it, you take all that thinking out of it. Have a process, right? Everybody that goes through the process of, okay, every time I put a listing in, you have a process. Write it down. Don't think about it. There is just so much time wasted of thinking about what else do I have to do. Put a process in place. Systems are huge. Automation, right? You cannot answer everything all hours of the day. Have some sort of automation in place. If a lead comes in, you look at the lead, right? You try to connect, but make sure there's an automation in place to just keep in front of that person, because if you do get busy, all of a sudden you haven't emailed that lead for the last 2 weeks. That lead's already moved on. So make sure you have some sort of automation in place to nurture that relationship. There's some real cool tools that we can use that are super easy to put in place. And then the last one I have for my business thoughts are assistants. So you can get a virtual assistant. I just hired a videographer to help me with some of the content that you're watching right here, making it available as a podcast, as a YouTube video, just because I cannot do it all. I love editing, but at the end of the day, it does take up a lot of my time. So now a virtual assistant just took that part over. If you need a recommendation on where do you find an amazing, affordable virtual assistant, let me know. But you need to put leverage pieces in, because otherwise you're gonna run yourself crazy in this market, and that's not good for anybody. So hopefully you found this helpful. Again, drop in anything else that you can think of, how you leverage items in your life, personal or professional. I'd love to hear it, and you guys all have a fabulous, fabulous weekend.